2 minutes before I walked up here. My mentor, spiritual father, my hero, rushed to the ER. Wasn't going to make it. And probably about 10 minutes later, I got the text that he's on to glory. I have no idea. I wish I could have met this man. I have no idea the impact he's had on my life. Obviously, I'm not going to preach the message I was going to preach. But I hear him speaking to me right now. I would not be before you if it wasn't for him. And I know it's his will for me to be up here right now, preach his word no matter what. Made such a mark on my life. Not just ministry, not just to do this. I mean, yeah, this right here, he really, really poured into me. But to be a husband, to be a father, because I didn't have a good example of that. I came from a broken home. So I didn't know what that looked like. But he'd always told me, just like my son, he would let me come over anytime I wanted to. And I took advantage of that because I had no other place to go. Took me in as one of his own and showed me the love of God. I never experienced that in my life. From the very first day I met him, I just wish I could be half the man that he was. He was a great man of God. He's the one who introduced me to the greatest person in the world, Jesus Christ. I never knew who Jesus was. He introduced me. If he wouldn't have done that, I would not know any of y'all right now. I love y'all so much. He has marked me. I will live to carry his legacy. I was sitting back there during worship, it was like he was right there with me, telling me. This is the very words he would say to me all the time when I was going through as a young person. When I came to him, I was a mess, y'all. Some of you have heard me testify some. But I remember he would always come to me and say, "Don't give up on God, Jay. Don't give up on God. No matter what goes on in your life, don't give up on God." And it's like I'm right back there in worship, and he's telling me that right now. I hear it like it was just yesterday. I was talking to him on the phone. I think it was Friday. I had texted him and was asking him how he was doing from the snowstorm and everything, because his last days were spent on an oxygen tank. And let me tell you, the last time I heard him preach, he was preaching with an oxygen tank. An oxygen tank, y'all. Tubes coming out of his nose, but he was still preaching the gospel. As a man of faith, I seen him when he first developed a lung disease. He had to be in a wheelchair because it was hard for him to stand up and breathe. he would preach out of the wheelchair. And I'm not talking like when I was going there, because I've been here about 12, 13 years, but I'm talking probably 6 years ago when he got this lung disease. So I was talking to him just last week, and he was saying, God saved me because we lost electricity, and I have to have electricity for my oxygen tank. And I have some backups that don't require electricity, but we were out of electricity for 3 days. And he's been at home this whole time because of COVID, because he's vulnerable. He couldn't, if he would get it, he would immediately die because of his lungs. So he's been at home this whole time, and he called and they were telling him, you need to go to the emergency room out, because the streets are ice, with one of his tanks because he couldn't get it open. He's slowly losing his oxygen tanks. So him and his wife locked arms, and they prayed down to four more tanks that were only going to last, I think he told me, 16 hours. And they prayed and said, God, we need you. If you don't come through, I'm not going to make it. And he got a call from his daughter. He has 2 daughters. His youngest daughter called and told him, we're going to come and get you because we have electricity. So he was able to make it over there and get the oxygen he needed. This was just last week I talked to him. And I remember before COVID hit, because I hadn't been to his house in a while, man, I need to go over there, and I wanted to take Brandon with me. I was mentoring Brandon at the time. I was like, man, I need you to see and meet this man. And I didn't know COVID was going to hit and everything was going to shut down. And so I was just like, man, I cannot wait till COVID's over with. We get back to some kind of normal because I want to go see him. I'll never get to talk to him again. He told me about 2 or 3 years ago, he just called me up, and I did not want to hear what he was telling me. He was saying, Jay, whenever I pass away, I want you to do my funeral. I'm like, I'm not trying to hear this. This is like 2 or 3 years ago. This is my hero. I'm not supposed to die. Day was coming. I don't know when our time is up, y'all. I don't care if we're in good health, everything going good in your life, it don't matter. You don't know when your time is up. Be able to stand before you if it wasn't for him. I promise you that. I will carry his legacy forward because that's what he would want me to do. I have a mixture of tears right now. Tears of sadness. I have tears of joy because I know he's looking down on me right now. Sitting back there listening to you guys worship, also remember him telling me how proud he was of me. I don't know how much I needed to hear that. I didn't have anybody in my life telling me that. Nobody was telling me. I felt like I was worthless. That everything I did was wrong. Growing up as a teenager, I felt like I couldn't do anything right. Every time I did something wrong, I would get talked down about. So I never knew if I did anything right because I was never told. When I met him, he always made it a point to tell me that he's proud of me. I took that for granted, I promise you that. Because I didn't know what real love was. It was that time of my life, if anybody did tell me something good, I felt like they wanted to take advantage of me because I was not used to it growing up. So it was foreign to me. So when he first started telling me that, when I came to his church, I didn't really know how to receive it. I took it for granted. It's just one of those things where I just kind of just brushed it off. Like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, you're saying that right now. But as soon as I mess up, you're going to treat me like everyone else did. But he wasn't like that. He truly showed me the love of God. Don't make no mistake about it. He corrected me when I was in the wrong. And he did it by the love of God. I'm so glad he did. I had never received correction the correct way. But it made me grow in God. I promise you, I would not be here if it wasn't for him. I owe this man to live for God for the rest of my life and never give up. I owe it to him. To say that, I jetted off to Colorado and was skiing. I had an accident, but that's not what happened. But I felt something pop in my knee today, so I got a brace on and I'm kind of trying not to put too much weight on it. But I tell you something, I'm not giving up on God. I don't care if it's been a really unexpected, not so good day for me. I'm not giving up on God. Because God has never given up on me. So the message I plan on speaking, I just felt like the Holy Spirit told me to wait, do that next week or whatever. I was ready for it, but I just want to take this time to speak life into you. So while I was back there listening to the worship team, as I look at you guys, I just want to say I'm proud of y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. You guys killed it. Know that those were original songs from TBC worship. Those songs were created in this building, and they sung it like it was the album. You guys are amazing. I'm so proud of y'all. You're not going to like this, but I'm going to speak to you, Naomi. Hobble my way up these steps. It's not just for you, it's for your twin right here. Y'all got the same color top on. Same jeans. Y'all both got Chucks on. It was the Lord. You both sounded so amazing up here. I'm serious. I'm not just throwing that around. I'm so proud of y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. The women of God that you are becoming right before my eyes. Naomi, you have such a gift from God. I hope you realize that. God has given you a gift. He's given you a gift. When you just let go, you let God take control. You sound like you've been singing forever. You sound like you could sing forever in front of thousands and lead people into worship. I felt like I had to tell you that because I know you wanted to quit many times. But as my spiritual father say, don't give up. Don't give up on God. Things may not go the way you want them to go, but you are faithful. I'm seeing both of you ladies just transform into amazing women of God right before my eyes. So I say to both of y'all, do not give up on God at all. You can't. He's been so good to you. I don't know what else to do. You know, he asked me, like I said, to do his funeral, which will be happening pretty soon. And the crazy thing about it is, just the other day, I'll show you how God is. Because I was thinking one day, can I just tell y'all something real quick? When he said that to me 2 or 3 years ago, it just stuck with me. I'm like, man, how am I going to do that? Because I'm a mess right now. Like, how in the world will I do that? I'm sitting here thinking when the day comes, how am I going to handle this? And then get up before people. There's going to be so many people. I mean, I don't know with COVID, they might not allow that, but he's touched so many people's lives, y'all. I still run into people today that know him, and I never knew that person knew him. I got a text just a while ago from someone that goes to this church. I found out, I think in November or December, when he was at my house, he was just talking, we're talking casually, and he brought up his name because his friend, or because his dad was a friend of his. And I said, wait a minute, are we talking about, who are you talking about? You sound like you're talking about the same person that I know. So he, like a while ago, he was trying to call me and let me know, and I told him, I know, man. I'm telling you, he's impacted so many people's lives. Just the other day, I was looking through my books. I was actually taking Joy's little books. She had them all scattered on the floor, and I'm putting them in to the bookshelf with all our other books. And this notepad fell out. Guys, this was just Friday this happened. This notepad fell out. And I recognized the notepad. I'm like, I thought I wrote lyrics in this notepad because I used to write songs on the notepad. I don't do that no more. I just do it on my phone. But I opened it up, and it was some of his messages. I had no idea. So I started flipping through them and reading them, and I put it in my backpack. I said, I'm taking this to church. I'm going to put it in my office, and I'm going to be preaching these. I said, I'm going to be preaching these one day because these are some good messages. They really taught me so much when I was young. But y'all don't know, when he first told me 2-3 years ago that he wanted me to preach his eulogy, I was like, man, I received so much from him. I don't know where to start. How do I do it? What are some of the key highlights? What are some of the main things that I can say about this man? There's just so much to say. And it's like God was like, you've got it right here in this notebook. I forgot he was even in there. And I know I've got more somewhere. I'm going to be looking for him. But I saw that and I started flipping through it. I said, man, this is so good. I'm sitting there reading the notes that I took. That's why you should be taking notes in church. I'm sitting there reading the notes that I took, and I'm like, man, it's like I could hear him preaching through the paper. He's preaching through that notebook that I wrote. I remember it. I remember where I was sitting. I could not wait to go to church. I was sitting on the front row like Isaiah's sitting right now. Every single time I was at church and he was preaching, I was at the front row. Young person, sitting on the front row. I could not wait to hear him preach because what he had to say was ministering to my heart. I couldn't wait. And I wasn't just sitting there, I was on the edge of my seat. You know, like that favorite movie of yours, and you know, that movie that comes out and you're ready to see it, you're just on the edge of your seat because you're thrilled and you're excited. That's how I was when he preached. And he would always walk around preaching. And I wish I could do something right now to show you something else he's done while he preached, but because of my knee, I don't think it's a good idea. He would stand up on chairs and preach. It got so good, he would just hop up on a chair and just start preaching to us. He was preaching right to me, right in my face. He would be so interactive during the messages. I mean, he would come up to me and do this to me, you know, and push on me. You know what I'm talking about. It just kept me energized. I saw the passion that he had for the Word of God. The passion that he had for the people of God. And as a young person coming out of a world messed up with all kind of issues, that just thrilled me, y'all. It just did something to me. That how could this person be so passionate about a book? How standing up on chairs and pushing on people and just excited. I mean, there was never a dull moment when he preached. Never. I had so much fun with him. So many memories. That's what I'll forever hold in my heart. It's the memories. In spite of all those wonderful messages he would preach in the church, I learned more from him watching him at home as a husband and a father. Because every Sunday, church was over. He made it a point, y'all, to come to me, and of all the people, say, I want you to come eat with us. I had no idea at the time that that's exactly the heart of Jesus. He looks around in the crowd and he picks you out. He says, today I want you to eat with me. And I remember at first I was like, no, I don't know about that, because of pride. Or maybe I was broke, I don't know. But that wasn't an issue with him. It's not like he was inviting me to go and expected me to pay. He would always take care of me. And that mattered a lot because there was a point in my life that I was almost homeless, y'all. I was almost homeless. I would sit at the table with him and his family. Most of the time we would go out to eat. Other times we would be eating in his house or his grandmother's house or his grandmother-in-law's house. He was treating me like family. Watch football games, basketball games. After lunch was over, we would just hang out, make fun of each other. All the time. We would, oh my gosh, laugh at what we're wearing and what happened in church. Guys, you have no idea how much of an impact that made on my life, guys. I was always looking for acceptance. I was always looking to find out where I belong. Because I tried it in the world. I tried it in the gangs. I used to hang out with all these guys that used to do so many bad things, and I found myself doing the same things because I wanted to be accepted. Because I was never felt accepted. I felt like if I just hang with them and do the things that they wanted me to do, they would accept me. But in the end, I was wrong. They didn't accept me. When I came to Jesus, through that man, I found out the true meaning of love and acceptance. Because the first time I walked in that church house, I came in late and I smelled like weed smoke. And this woman was right there at the door, older lady. And she just lit up when she saw me and she gave me the biggest hug. Never had a hug like that before. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? She don't know. Like, I know she gonna smell all this weed smoke, and I wanted to get out of there. She wouldn't let me go. She was the first, I'll never ever forget her. She was the first person that I saw at that church. If it wasn't for her welcoming me just how I was, weed smoking all and looking crazy, I would have never met that man. And when I met him, he didn't care what I looked like, how I dressed, what I smelled like. I heard the gospel and he called me out and said, do you want to give your heart to Jesus today? And I'm like, I don't know, I guess. I don't know what that is. What are you talking about? He asked me to come up to the front. I didn't want to, just like a lot of y'all, when I say come up to the front, you just sit there. But I felt compelled, y'all. I felt like I had to. I think mainly because everybody was looking at me, right? I was the only white boy in there. Like, they're all looking at me. I better go. I went up to the front. That's when he introduced me to Jesus, and my life has never been the same. So, I just want y'all to know that God is real. If God can take a mess of a person such as I was, You guys got an advantage over me because I was 21 years old when I came to Jesus. Never stepped foot into a church before. So you got a head start than I had. And I'm going to tell you, like my spiritual hero told me, don't give up on God. Matter of fact, I am going to be preaching some of those messages, and some of him might be coming out of me. Because he adopted me as his own. And God has adopted each and every one of you. And you have taken on the likeness of God. You may not feel like it. You may not think like that. You may say, well, I messed up so many times. How have I taken on the likeness of God? How am I displaying Jesus in my life? One of the ways you're displaying him is to not give up, because he didn't give up. When he was spit upon, when he was whipped in his back till his bones were showing, and he dragged that cross, that rugged cross, up Calvary while people were mocking him, cussing at him, spitting on him, going up to him and kicking him. And he was innocent. He took it all the way up to Calvary, and they took a crown of thorns, sharp thorns, and just pressed it down on his brow. Blood was pouring out of his forehead. They nailed him to that cross with no hesitation, with no remorse, with no care of their crucifying the Son of God. It did not matter to them. They put him up on that cross and they laughed and they mocked. But not one single time did Jesus turn around. Not one single time did he give up. Not one single time did he put that cross down and say, I'm done. He kept marching up Calvary. For the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross and was obedient as unto death. And I'm going to make it my goal in life to be obedient to God as unto death. So I hear the words of Paul, for me to live is Christ, but to die is gain. My spiritual hero is where we all want to be right now. He has been promoted. He has gained. We are still down here in this sinful, decaying earth where knees blow out, COVID runs rampant, people get sick and hurt, and hearts get broken. People deal with thoughts of suicide and depression and anger. People get upset with others because of their political affiliation, or because of the way they look, or the way they dress, or wherever the case may be. So much hatred on this earth. That's where we're at right now. But one day, there's going to be a promotion. One day, we're going to transcend to heaven and leave this old, forsaken earth behind. And I don't know about you, but that's where my mind is at right now, because he's already there right now, encouraging me and telling me, don't give up. You saw me with an oxygen tank, still preaching the word of God. You saw everything I went through while I was here on earth, and I did not give up. So you don't give up. And I will pour my life out to you all as a drink offering. I will embarrass myself. I will make a mess of myself. I will come up here hobbled if I got to. But I will never, ever stop preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. I will never, ever stop telling you want you to give up. I don't care how tough it gets, how bad you want to quit, Matthew. I don't care. You don't give up on God. Brianna, don't give up. The grass ain't greener out there. It's greener in the house of God. It's greener in the presence of God. Don't give up, Isaiah. You know what I love about you? All the things you went through, being hurt by Christians, you have allowed God to come into your heart to forgive. And you know how it feels to not feel wanted and be accepted and feel like you belong. But you didn't mope, you didn't cry, you didn't throw in the towel. The Spirit of God has risen up in you, and I see you every single time someone walks through that door. You come up and you greet them, you hug them, you tell them it's good to see you. Man, Isaiah, we need thousands more like you. But you would not have known how to do that if you didn't go through what you went through, because you knew the pain. You knew how it hurt you to feel rejected and like people didn't care about you. But you said, I'm not going to let anybody feel like I felt before. And you welcome them as they come in. And I'm proud of you, Isaiah. I am so proud of you. If no one's ever told you that, I'm telling you that right now. I am proud of you. The man of God you are becoming. You're going to make a great husband one day and a great father. You had to go through to understand the depth of it. And it's not in vain. It's not in vain, brother. Don't give up on God. I know you've had some people give up on you, but don't give up on God, because He's not giving up on you. He's not giving up on you. Callie, you are beautiful in God's sight. You are His precious daughter. He loves you so much. I just hope that you can grasp the picture of the love that God has for you. As a matter of fact, you're going to draw it one day. It may, to you, it may, or to others, it may look strange when you say, this is the love of God. And that picture is going to be inexplainable to them. They're going to be like, in their mind thinking, how's that the love of God? I don't understand. But you understand, because God will give it to you. You're going to express it in your creativity, in all your drawings, in all your paintings, and all those things. You are a beautiful flower that God has created and planted on this earth, and He's going to let you blossom. Young woman, I hope you hear that. He's going to let you blossom for His glory. So don't give up. Don't give up. I know you're trying to figure where you find your way and where you fit in. But guess what? You already fit in the kingdom of God. You already fit in God's house. You are His daughter, and He loves you so much. And we love you. And we're glad you're here. I love all y'all. Elijah, I've only known you 3 weeks, but I love you, man. I like your shirt. It's cool, ain't it? Well, I think it's time for me to hobble out. Yeah, hobble away. I ask that you guys pray for his family, pray for me. I'll be all right. But I know his kids are taking it very hard, because I know how much they love their dad. This is probably the hardest loss I've ever faced, y'all. Yes, I've lost relatives before. I have, as some of you have. But But I remember Jesus saying, who is my mother? Who is my brother? Who is my sister? He said, it's those who do the will of God. And what he was saying was this: if your family is not doing the will of God, let me make this plain. He says your family, your true family. He doesn't want you to reject your biological family, but he's letting you know your true family are those who do the will of God. Because there's nothing we can do for people who reject the gospel. We can preach to them, we can talk to them, and show acts of kindness to the day we die, but they have to make it up in their own mind to follow Christ. And unfortunately, some of us in this very room got family members that will never, ever follow Jesus. I don't like to hear it. I know you don't like to hear it, but it's reality, because it was the same thing in Jesus' time. He doesn't want us to put any person or anything before him, because everything is going to perish. I'm done. Father, I thank you for the night. It went according to what you wanted. And I pray that in my brokenness, many will be touched. I pray something happened tonight that you ordained that has impacted each and every young person here tonight. That they'll be marked like I've been marked, and they'll never be the same. God, we don't have to wait for a camp in June. You want to encounter us right now. God, I thank you for Robert Young, the legacy he has left behind. God, may I strive to leave even a fraction of that legacy on my own by the help of you. Because I could not do it on my own, oh God. It is a tall task. I pray for his family right now, his kids, God, that you would comfort them. Wrap your arms around them, oh God, and help them through this very, very tough time that they're going through. God, be with us as we leave here. In Jesus' name.